Hi everyone, thank you for joining us on our Friday TNT. Yes, it's the last day of the week. Now, with our live program this week, we are going to be doing it on Saturday morning. However, there is a change of time. Usually we do it at 9 a.m. Thai time. We're going to be doing it instead at 7 a.m. Thai time. So tomorrow's live chat will be at 7 a.m. Thai time. I'll put a note up in the community section of YouTube to remind some others, but I've just got a lot of things to do tomorrow, so I just have to do it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Thai time, live, an hour between you and me and one of these. Yes, that's real coffee. And it's very hot at the moment, so I'll drink it during the program. You'll see it slowly go down. Now, we will get into the story about the new coalition now pushing over 314 MPs. That's probably going to mean that the nomination will sail through next Tuesday when we have the next joint sitting of Parliament. No guarantees, but yes, I'll talk about that later on in the program. But we go to this story first. A very, very sad story indeed. A 5-year-old boy in Chiang Mai is picked up from school and killed. The tragic murder of a 5-year-old child in Thailand's Chiang Mai province has deeply shaken Thai society and led to calls for schools to prioritise safety measures. The least you should be able to do as a parent is to be able to say goodbye to your kids, hope they have a great day at school, they'll be safe, and they come back to you in the afternoon. The suspect is an ethnic Shan named Jai Kong Kam. He's 30. He admitted that he had a personal grudge against the child's parents that prevented him from having a relationship with the younger sister of the child's mother. And police charged him with kidnapping a child under the age of 15 from his parents or caretakers and permissive homicide. It's possible that more charges will follow later. In the meantime, the school's not yet issued a statement about the incident. And the father said the family members are angry and are asking the police to prosecute Jai Kong Kam. The family wants Jai to apologise. Well, he will be prosecuted, there's no doubt about that. About seeking an apology, I'd just be filled with rage. This heartbreaking case sheds light on the problems of child abuse and violence against children in Thailand. In 2017, a survey by UNICEF found that 1/3 of Thai children between the ages of 1 and 14 had been physically or emotionally punished by their own family. On average, about 2 children per hour were physically, emotionally or sexually abused, exploited or abandoned. So a disturbing survey following a disturbing story, and that story was published by calsodenglish.com. We move to this story from the Bangkok Post. A Chinese realtor held in scam crackdown, and it says the police have arrested a Chinese woman for various crimes, including fraud and money laundering, following raids on 29 locations linked to her in Bangkok, Pathum Thaini and Chonburi. Feng Pei Chai, hope I got that approximately correct, was apprehended in her luxury apartment in the Lumpini area of Bangkok, and she's expected to face charges of colluding in transnational crime, fraud, putting false information into a computer system, and money laundering. Police also confiscated over 100 items from 29 locations linked to the suspect, including a 36 million baht Rolls-Royce, other luxury cars including Alphard and Mercedes. I've never seen an Alphard. Who makes Alphard? Please give us some information in the comments section. And documents for lease agreements worth 1.5 billion baht. And Ms. Chai was a real estate agent in Thailand whose customers were mostly Chinese. And police say the Chinese woman and other accomplices divided up tasks to lure victims. She duped victims into investing in fraudulent cryptocurrency schemes. And the nation Thailand, their version of the story, assets worth over 1.5 billion baht seized in police crackdown on scammer gangs. And the nation's version says the Cyber Crime Investigation Bureau and the Anti-Money Laundering Office conducted a joint operation at 29 locations in 3 provinces yesterday, which led to the seizure of over 1.5 billion in assets from 2 gangs of scammers. And then to the second sentence, this was the 4th operation on this gang of Chinese scammers. Altogether, assets worth about 3 billion baht have been confiscated during the 4 operations. The AMLO Assistant Secretary General says his agency was making preparations to return money earned from the sale of the confiscated assets to the victims. The AMLO would soon accept applications from victims wishing to be compensated. Well, at least they might get some of their money back. But these Chinese gangs operating very high level, they don't muck around, do they? And mostly targeting other Chinese. Now, a big thank you to our sponsor, 5 Star Marine. If you'd like to go on a bespoke 5-star tour, charter tour out onto Pangar Bay, 5 Star Marine have my recommendation. There's a link in the description below. Sean changes it all the time, but it does provide a discount to TNT viewers. Heading to Pattaya, and news from thepattayanews.com. Arabian tourist killed, 2 others injured in Pattaya motorbike accident. The story says an Arabian tourist was killed when his high-powered motorbike collided with another on Sukhumvit Road in Pattaya around midnight on Thursday. 2 other people were seriously injured. Police found a significantly damaged black Honda Wave 110cc motorcycle. The rider was identified as Mr. Boontai Vot. He was a 25-year-old Cambodian national. He suffered fractures on both legs and was in a critical condition. That about 100 metres away from Mr. Boontai lay another 2 wounded men, both Arabian nationals. Although their exact country of origin was unclear, one of them had tragically lost his life in the accident, while another survived with serious injuries. The 37-year-old witness told the Pattaya News that he saw the Cambodian man emerging from Soi Khao Noi onto Sukhumvit Road. Then the 2 Arabian men, who were riding a big bike at high speed, failed to brake and crashed at high impact into the Cambodian man, throwing all 3 of them off their vehicles. It just seems to be the latest in incidents with people out of the Middle East, particularly from Kuwait. This story from a few days ago: Kuwaiti motorcyclist slams into power pole in Pattaya, and a Kuwaiti tourist crashed his motorbike into a power pole in the small hours of Wednesday. He suffered only minor scratches and injuries. There's a photo of his bike crashed into the power pole. And the injured tourist was reported to have crashed into a utility pole in front of a mobile repair shop. He suffered only scrapes to his right hand. The group of Kuwaiti men were found to be negotiating with the unidentified shop owner for financial compensation for the property damage before Pattaya officers arrived. An unidentified eyewitness told rescuers the victim was riding the motorbike at high speed in a group before he slammed into a pole, seemingly disregarding road rules and regulations. And then on August the 10th, a group of Thai men clashed with Kuwaiti tourists over a traffic accident. Now, the tourist reportedly refused to provide financial compensation for the damage to the Thai man's vehicle and escaped, leading to the fight. Certainly seems to be enough evidence in the media about one particular nationality, their like of motorcycles, often high-speed motorbikes, and the rental shops that rent these bikes out to these people. Obviously something needs to be done to crack down and, if nothing else, stop these people from killing themselves in road incidents. Morning coffee. Now, just a reminder that tomorrow's live program, 7 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. Look forward to having you around. Now, there's been plenty of rain over the past couple of weeks. Looks like the wet season has arrived, but it's very spotty. Some people sending notes to us saying, send the rain here, it still hasn't rained. Other people saying it hasn't stopped raining for 10, 20 days. But certainly there has been plenty of rain in northeastern Thailand. Bangkok Post reporting Nakhon Phanom paddy fields flooded as Mekong River overflows. And about 40,000 rai of paddy fields in the northeastern province remain inundated due to the overflow from the Mekong River, resulting in the declaration of 12 districts as disaster zones. Although the rain has stopped a few days ago, the water level in the Mekong River remains high. Yesterday, authorities issued a warning to residents living in these districts, advising them to brace themselves for a new round of heavy downpours. And the Nakhon Phanom governor declared 12 districts as disaster zones. Each flood-hit district was provided with 500,000 baht. The two stories we report about the Mekong River is that it's flooding or that it's in drought. Of course, nobody's going to be writing a story saying, "Oh, the Mekong River looks really nice today," which, of course, it usually does. Now we go to this story from Calsod English, a bit of Back to the Future here. A male shopper was injured when his foot was trapped inside an escalator at a shopping mall in Pathum Thaini province on Wednesday. The man was taken to hospital fees paid by the shopping mall, and is now in a stable condition. There's everybody crowding around, obviously trying to do their best to help the man. But another incident with an escalator. Looks like this time the man's suffered with perhaps minor injuries. It doesn't really say. But we don't want feet or people or any bits of people or shoes caught in these escalators. Of course, people have got their phones these days and are much more likely to turn them on, and we get to hear about these incidents maybe a lot more than in the past. I have to say that when I get on an escalator these days, I just get on with that little thought in the back of my mind. I hold on to the rail and I make sure I step off properly. And maybe that's what we should all be doing, just having a little bit more presence about us when we are on these, well, potentially dangerous machines. Moving to our next story from Thai PBS World, and United Thai Nation Party joins Pheu Thai coalition. So this, along with Palang Pracharat, will probably push the coalition up to 314 people, well above the 250 majority. And the United Thai Nation Party announced yesterday that it will join the Pheu Thai-led coalition and vote for Pheu Thai's prime ministerial nominee, according to the party's spokesman. His party had previously informed Pheu Thai that it will not join the coalition if it included a party with a policy to amend the lèse majesté law. That's move forward. Now that Pheu Thai has confirmed that its coalition contains no such party, it agrees to vote for the Pheu Thai nominee. So the Pheu Thai party, out of political expediency, forming a coalition with its two former foes, the UTN and Palang Pracharat, parties they called the uncle parties, and said they would never form a coalition with. Well, they have. The spokesman denied that the party will be rewarded with 4 ministerial positions, and with this latest development, a Pheu Thai nominee will receive at least 314 votes when a joint sitting of Parliament meets on August the 22nd. So they're still going to have to get 376 votes in a joint sitting of both houses of Parliament, but it appears this candidate and this particular coalition will get the backing of the Senate. We'll know more next Tuesday. And this story from the PhuketExpress.com. Wanted Australian drug suspect arrested in Phuket. No, it's not me. The Royal Thai Immigration Bureau told TPN Media that they were contacted by the Les Alan operation of Australian police. Several suspects who were allegedly involved with illegal drugs and weapons escaped prosecution from Australia recently. One of the suspects had fled to Thailand and was identified only as Mr. Robert. Immigration officers found that Mr. Robert stayed in Phuket long term on an education visa, but, like a lot of people on education visas, didn't actually attend classes or go to any schools. He was hiding himself in Phuket and let his unidentified Australian girlfriend do the processing of any documents for him as well as run errands. He reportedly regularly changed his address to avoid arrest and kept a very low profile, mostly staying home. Officers finally found him earlier this week at a luxury villa near a mountain in Rawai, where he was arrested while he was with his girlfriend. He was taken to the Phuket Immigration Office and is due to be sent back to the Australian police. I suppose that means extradited. And the Royal Thai Immigration Police did not reveal how they found Robert, despite the best attempts to conceal himself from the legal authorities. Seems the immigration police are very good at tracking people down. So if you think you're going to overstay your visa and somehow lay low in Thailand, think again. Going to a regional story, this covered in straitstimes.com, and a private jet crashes into motorbike and car in Malaysia, politician among 10 killed. And at least 10 people, including a state assemblyman, were killed when a light private business jet crashed onto a road, hitting 2 vehicles in the Malaysian state of Selangor on Thursday. The 10 who died in the crash comprised 8 aboard the plane and 2 motorists. And videos shared on social media showed images of bodies on fire on a street that police have identified as near the Guthrie Highway and close to Central Park in the Elmina Valley residential area. Vehicle parts were also seen strewn across the ground. So I have seen that video. I even recorded it, was going to share it with you, but apart from it being quite disturbing, I'll probably also be demonetized. But if that's the road, the aircraft came down at pretty much that sort of angle, like a Learjet, a white Learjet. It crashed into one lane of the highway, exploding into flames and pretty much engulfing the cars and the motorbikes around it. And the dashcam footage shows the cars sort of emerging out of the fireball. But obviously, we don't know what happened to that plane, but the 8 people on board were killed, along with 2 people on the highway. And to this story, also reported in straitstimes.com, H&M says it will phase out sourcing from Myanmar. The world's second biggest fashion retailer, H&M, has decided to gradually stop sourcing from Myanmar as reports of labour abuses in the country's garments factories increase. H&M became the latest brand to cut ties with suppliers of the country after Zara owner Inditex, Primark, Marks & Spencer and others. H&M shared an email to Reuters saying, after careful consideration, we've now taken the decision to gradually phase out our operations in Myanmar. H&M said on Wednesday that it was investigating 20 alleged instances of labour abuse in Myanmar garment factories that supply it. As a UK-based NGO said, cases of alleged abuses included wage theft and forced overtime have multiplied since the coup. So more and more troubles piling on to more and more troubles in Myanmar. And that brings us to the end of today's main stories from around Thailand and the region. Thank you very much for dropping in. Big thanks to our sponsor, 5 Star Marine. A reminder that tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Thai time, I need you to grab one of these. Still coffee in the cup there. And we'll be doing our live program. But thank you for joining us today. And we'll be doing our live program tomorrow. Not sure if we'll be doing a Grumpy Old Men this week. I've been really busy and may not be able to do it. But certainly Steve and I will be doing our best and we'll see what happens on Sunday. But thanks for joining us today.